Hello my friends, welcome back to the usual fortnightly update on the books that I picked up, this one for June 2024. Right, those of you who regularly watch the pick-ups that I do, or book hauls if you like, will be sick of hearing this, but just for the benefit of anybody late to the party, a very brief description of what's going on here. Back in 1972 through till 1984, American publisher called Door Books did a very nice series of books which were notable for their yellow spines and nice artwork. They're quite iconic now, a lot of people collect them. There were 580 of these in total, and my life's work is to collect all 580. And today I've got a little bunch to show you that's boosted my percentage, if you like. So without any further ado, I'll get on, because there's a fair few to get hold of, go through here. Now, all of the UK online booksellers, I've completely mined them out now. I've completely emptied their stocks of the books that I need. And the next few I'm going to show you are just the odd ones that I've managed to pick up, and they're literally the last of the UK ones that I can get hold of. That includes all my usual online booksellers, plus eBay, plus even A-Books, UK sellers on there. I've cleaned them out as well. So yeah, let's start. This is just an odd book I bought from a dealer. It was only £1.35 with a bit of postage. Unfortunately, it's not the best of copies, but for £1.35, I thought I would just keep it. It's not one that I wouldn't probably normally keep, because as you can see there, the spine's totally bleached out. There's no yellow at all. The white, it's completely white, and even the name of the author there that would normally be red was gone, because red's another colour like yellow that doesn't handle sunlight very well. So yeah, but I mean, it's with the situation I'm now in, with having so many, any book is a bonus. So I'll just be keeping that one with an eye to maybe replacing it later on. This was an odd one I bought off of eBay, which has got nothing to offer me at the moment. It's quite a scarce one in the UK, that one. Tanith Lee. Her books are always popular, some more so than others, and that's one that you don't see around too often. So I was pleased to pick that one up. A nice spine. There's another wrong Galore. Now these next 5 were off the same A-Books seller. As I say, literally the last of the UK stuff. That one's a decent spine. These are in pretty good nick. Most of them. That was the last of the Gondwain epic that I needed. So I've got the full series of World's End books now. Number 243. That's of course that's a Ken Kelly cover. Just to go back, the Big Bang was a Josh Kirby, and the Delusions Master was, I'm not sure, let's have a little looky. Oh, it's another Ken Kelly, I didn't really recognise it. And the Whiff of Madness was another Josh Kirby, of course. You can't his artwork. Right, sorry about those. Right, there's Stellar Empire, John Brunner, quite a nice cover. I'm not sure who did that one. It's called Paul Lehr, Lehr. Not the best cover in the world, but it's not too bad. That one's a bit bleached out, but quite acceptable. This is the last Andre Norton that I needed. Merlin's Mirror. I think that's, I thought it was a book of short stories, but I'm getting mixed up. I think that's a Michael Whelan. I'll just double check that. No, actual fact, it's Jack Gorn, one of his better efforts. I like Jack Gorn, but he's very hot and cold. So yeah, that's a nice yellow spine. And last but not least, there is a John Brunner, an early 112. Don't like that cover. Who did it? It would be Jack Gorn again. That's what I mean when I say he blows hot and cold. I don't like that at all. Different, but not to my taste. So yeah, that's it for UK. So I then had to get my thinking cap on. So I went onto eBay to see just what doors there were in general. I came across a US American dealer who had a job lot up, so I had a quick look through them. It turns out that there were 14 of these books in the job lot. I don't know how many were there, 40 odd I think, but actually 14 of them I didn't have. So I just sent him a note saying, would you be prepared to split those 14 out and then put them up on eBay again, relist them? And to my surprise, he wrote back and said, yeah, no problem. So I made him an offer for the books, which he accepted. Of course, I was fearful, as anybody is when they order from America, of the postage. But when I found out the postage cost and I averaged it out, it works out to about £8.50 a book. Now, if you buy a single book, which I tend to do because job lots are not a lot of good to me, having so many. I was lucky with this one. For a single book, you can't find many decent condition door books for under £6 at the moment. Prices have just become inflated. And so when you add the postage on, which is normally £2.50 to £3, there's no difference. So, I was quite happy. Now, some of these weren't in the condition that I would have preferred, but having said that, they're all sort of like nice, tight copies, just, a few blemishes, but I have to put up with it. So I'm in no condition to be fussy now. No way have I got to be fussy because I just want to get the books in, as I've said before. So anyway, the first one from him was Day by Night with a nice Don Mates cover there. Love Don Mates. I'm not a big fantasy fan at all. I don't get on with it. But a lot of these sort of later books, that's 408, are fantasy. And to be quite honest, it's the covers that I like. I mean, I love this bloke, Don Mates. And he did quite a few of the fantasy novels. So, I'm quite happy. That one's a nice spine, and the back's a little bit grubby, but nothing that bothers me. Then a Marion Zimmer Bradley. To the Conquer, yet another Darkover novels. I didn't realise there were so many of these blinking things. And again, it's a nice yellow spine with a cover by, I'm not sure about this one, John Pound. I have heard of him, but I wouldn't recognise his work. And then, sounds like a Doc Smith Beyond the Galactic Lens. I don't think it's got anything to do with Doc Smith. In Pursuit, now. That's an early one, 176. Again, it's in decent shape. And I'm willing to bet that's Chris Foss, is it? Eddie Jones, in fact. A few of these from this guy had a bit of, foxing, down here. But, these are old books now, so, as I say, I can't be too fussy. Right, now that is the first. This is one of these books, The Birthgrave, that has a later printing, but it still has the collector's number up there. I haven't got the later printing of this with the round about 400 and odd, but it has a different cover, and as I say, it's got a different. There's only 5 books that are like that, but actually the reprints are harder to find. Another Kenneth Lee in great shape. Back's a little bit grubby there, but who's going to see that? And that is by George Barr. I wouldn't recognise that as George Barr, because I like his stuff as well. Right, Jared Klein, 134, nice early one. Nice shape. So going to get a little bit grubby down there, but that's the trouble with doors. They all have white backs, and it's so easy to see any blemishes on the back. That, of course, is a Josh Kirby cover. Quite nice. Oh yeah, this is a tricky one. Fall of Chronopolis. Number 105. Another nice early one. I'm trying to get as a side sort of like issue, I'm trying to get the first 100. And as of this delivery, I think I was still about 11 short. But that changed later. That's a nice Kelly Freas cover. Again, Kelly Freas is one of my top half a dozen artists. And Kelly Freas again. Now number 68, that's one in the first 100, so I was delighted with that one. Nice cover. A little bit faded, but grubby again, but so I think a lot of these must have been stored in an attic or something, But like I say, there a lot of them are 50-year-old books now, so I don't have the time to worry about condition too much. Okay, now these annual World Best SFs, of course there was 14 of them, 72 to 84. No, it's 12, isn't it? My maths is a bit off there. 12 of them. That one's got a bit of broken spine there, but so these have been hard for me to come by. That's number 148, one of the earlier 175, and that's got artwork by Jack Gorn again. So pleased to get that and the next few that follow. That's the 77 edition. That one is a bit grubby on the back, but to say these I found, so it's got a bit of a chew at the bottom there, but So these have been so hard for me to find that they are quite acceptable to me. And there's a nicer one, 1981. 432, of course, a later one. The back's okay on that one, and so is the spine. Oh, I'm sorry, that is that's by Michael Mariano, and the previous one is by Jack Gorn again. That's one of his better efforts. And then lastly, 1982. And that one is drawn by Wayne Barlow, an artist that I've heard of, but I'm not too familiar with. Unfortunately, that one picked up some grime from somewhere. I'll try to get it off, but it's obviously from another book that it's been leaning against, I would imagine. But to say there again, apart from that, it's in nice shape, so I'm not bothered. And the last three from this particular eBay chap in America is one of the Faded Sun. I've got one of these, that's the second. These are quite popular. You don't see them around too often. Number 372, that's nice. And the artwork is by Michael Whelan, I don't know. Yeah, Michael Whelan. Quite nice. If you could hear a noise, it's just my cat meowing again in anything I'm doing that he's not involved in. There's trouble. Okay, and the last couple from this chap. This is the worst condition one, but like I say, it's let's get them and worry about it later. That one's particularly nasty on the back there, but I say it's one. And one maybe for replacement at some stage. Trouble is replacing these, you know, £6 a pop plus postage. That's by John Berkey. I'm used to seeing John Berkey's spaceships. So that's a strange one. And then this is another one of those later printings with a. I've got the first printing of this with an earlier number on, and that's 447. That's see, that's a third printing with art by David Mattingly. That cover is infinitely better than the original first printing, but yeah, can get a bit confusing when you've got two books with different numbers. And so, having had that experience with an American seller, I thought, well, there's only one way for me to go now, and that's via the States. I found, actually, as I say, it does look rough when you put these in and you see the postage flying up. I mean, this particular dealer, I think he had an 11. He was off A Books in New York. But he had a very, very large selection of door. Because it's easier. I mean, if I lived in America, you know, I would have all this sorted quicker than I have, except for the rare ones, which, you know, it's going to be a problem here or the States. But some of them are quite expensive. But as I say, I think it was 11 quid flat charge, and then about £3 odd per book. And it looks a bit rough when it's going up, but again, these worked out at about £8.75 each. So, you know, as I explained earlier, as opposed to single books off eBay, it's just about the same. And these took the lot I showed you there from eBay from US took a fortnight, and these few here that I'm going to show you now took exactly the same, 14 days. So, you know, it's a bit of a wait, but as long as you get them, you don't worry too much. I've always found that a little bit of a problem when I thought about buying from America is, you know, will they get damaged in transit? Will they get lost in transit? But with these two batches, I've had no problem. So let's have a little look at these few that I bought off an Abe Books seller. So these books a lot of these books were only about 4 quid each, which I was rather pleased about. Right, now Doris Piserchia is an author that, I don't know, for some reason her books are very scarce in this country. You don't see a lot of them, and when you do, they're quite expensive. And I managed to pick up a few from this guy. That's a particularly nice cover. I think that's Wayne Barlow. Okay, it looks... Yeah, it's Wayne Barlow. Interesting cover. Unusual to see her. Sort of like a greeny yellow background. I think most of this guy's books were in sort of like VG at least. Very good. Some of them, you know, they're fine. And the good thing about this guy is he lists the number of the book, so you know you're not getting a reprint. And he also lists the condition, so you know exactly what you're getting. So yeah, that was the first of his. Now, this is a tricky one, Doom Time. Never ever seen a copy of this online at all. Oh yes, I have. I think Stephen, the Outlaw bookseller, had one up for sale on eBay a while back. But, that one's in particularly nice order. I don't know who drew that one. H.R. Van Dongen. I've come across him before. And another one in nice condition. I mean, I've got to say, all of these, bar one, are all lovely yellow spines. And most of them, as I say, like this one, in excellent shape. Another unusual cover there. An artist I don't recognise, which would be our friend Van Dongen again. And last but not least, Spaceling. This, as I explained last time, this is not a reading crease, it's a fault in the binding. I have quite a few books like that, and I don't know what their process was, but it caused this little ripple. And that one is by George Barr. I'm not recognising George Barr today. Maybe he changed his style. Now, another author whose door books are very hard to find over here, is Clifford Simak. I don't know why. I mean, he did about 6 or 7 books the same as Doris Piserchia, but they're all fairly hard to track down over here. That's a very late one, that's 502. That's the only one with a slightly faded spine there, but other than that, apart from that little scrape there, it's in perfectly decent condition. That one, of course, by Kelly Freeze. This one also is by Kelly Freeze. Werewolf Principle. 471, another late one. In nice condition. Now these next 7 I bought particularly because they're all from the first 100. So having got these, I now only need 4 to complete the first 100, and 2 of those I've just ordered. So I'm down to 2 now that I need. So that's something I'm pleased about. Right, the first one, number 35, Baphomet's Media. That one is, that one's sort of like mint, that one, or near mint I would say. It's over £4. This wasn't bad at all. That's by Carol Thole. And number 60, that's another Ron Goulart. Josh Kirby, of course. And Josh Kirby did all of the Ron Goulart books. Again, very nice shape. And Pandora's Planet, number 66. So I was very pleased with this batch, condition-wise. That's Kelly Freeze. Right, the Orchid Cage, number 79. Strange cover. It's in a very fine condition by Vincent de Fate. I wouldn't recognise that as a Vincent de Fate, but there you go. And I saw a tatty copy of this up on eBay for about £6 plus postage. That one is considerably nicer, just a little reading crease there, but apart from that it's in good shape. That's number 90, Kelly Freeze. And number 93, a little bit of discoloration there, but apart from that, very nice. And another Carol Thole again. And last but not least, number 98. Nice cover. And that is by Hans Ulrich and Ute Osterwalder, if I pronounce those correctly. So that was my little door excursion. Progress report, I'm now at exactly 85% towards my goal, and Richard, if you're watching, 90% will be done by autumn, if not before. So your psychic powers are pretty good, on par. Right, so that's all I've got time for. I'm running out with to go too far over the 30 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed all those doors, and I'll be back, no doubt, with some more very soon. Until then, bye-bye now.